Hello, 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 my friends. How's everybody doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, if you're here, please kind of put a like uh, because it's going to help me to get more views. And then we're going to wait, as always, for a little more people to join before we start talking about what's happening in the market. I'm going to share my thoughts. And also, if you're a Patreon member, I'm currently working and I'm in the process of delivering a market update for all members for all levels. So that'll be published today. If you're a Patreon member, I highly suggest that you read that update. It's very important. I mentioned about a month ago that if you've been lazy and you've been skipping updates, please do not do so anymore. Read every single update that's being published ever since then until the end of the market cycle, because all of this is important. If you're here, please kindly say hello so I know that you're here. And can you guys hear me? Does it sound good? Everyone can hear me well? Please kindly put a like. I would really appreciate the like. Thank you. My friend Adrian Mislead Me is here. Says, hello, Rob. Thank you for keeping your promise and going live. Yeah, Adrian, thank you very much for the recommendation yesterday. So you tweeted out yesterday saying that maybe we should do a live. And I said, if we get 200 likes, I'll go live. We got just over 200, I think like 215, 218, something like that. Okay, Aniak, hello, how you doing, bud? Zifnab, TT, hello, how are you doing, brother? Draco, good to see you, my friend. American Phoenix, good to see you. Greg Williams, Anonymous. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Hello. So, like, basically, the chat is finally coming in. Please kind of put a like while you're here. All right, let's talk about what's happening in the market. We're going to make this a quick live, because I can tell that people are panicking. And the update on Patreon is coming, as I mentioned. So, hello, International Crypto Asset Niche. How are you doing, brother? Welcome, everyone. So, nothing unexpected is happening in the market. In fact, if we go on, excuse me, if we go on Twitter right now, we'll find the post that I retweeted just now. The tweet was posted. Let's see. So it was posted on the 12th of March, and the tweet said, in the past, Bitcoin has had 20 to 40% corrections, so roughly 30% on the way up. It's been a while since that has happened. If it happens, small caps and mid caps crash like 50 to 80%. Some don't recover, and others come back stronger and pump hard. So don't be surprised. So I literally tweeted this out like a month ago. 1 month passes. Bitcoin is currently down 20%. So it's a usual historic correction. Nothing grand is happening. And there I also mentioned that alts crash and nuke anywhere from 50 to 80%, which is what's currently happening with altcoins. So what am I doing and what do I think is happening in the market? Well, like I said, I don't think it's anything special is going on. I don't think that anything horrendous is going on. Bitcoin has been going up nonstop for a while. It's most certainly does need a correction. In the past cycles, we have had many 30 to 40% corrections before seeing new all-time highs and seeing parabolic price action, and before Bitcoin going into price discovery mode. In addition to that, in this cycle, we've had several roughly 20% corrections, which is not much. So we still haven't had roughly 30 to 40%. Even more than that. If you've been here in the last cycle, you know for sure what happened during the COVID crash. We currently have people comparing current market conditions to the COVID crash. I just tweeted this out, also saying that a lot of LARPs on X always making silly comparisons. This is nothing in comparison to what happened during the COVID crash. We had Bitcoin crash 72%. 72% after having crashed already 84% from the top and having bounced well. And before hitting all-time high, it crashed 72%. This hasn't happened yet. If it happened now, as I mentioned earlier on, that would take Bitcoin to $21,000. It's not something that I'm calling for. What I'm referring to is that people make these crazy comparisons, and it's incomparable. You can't compare it, right? Bitcoin only crashed 20% right now. Back then, it crashed 72%. It nearly took out the bottom that it formed back then, and the people were panicking and whatnot. Once again, it was a great time to buy. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is, if you believe these comparisons, just be aware of the fact that people are just talking nonsense. It is incomparable what was happening back then. We had alts crash, like some alts in 2-3 days were down like 80%. Some coins were down like 50. I think maybe even Bitcoin was down 50% in one day. There were most definitely a lot of blue chip also were down like 52, 53% just in one day. So no, we've seen much worse times, much worse. Personally, I feel absolutely nothing. I know that a lot of people are frightened. I know a lot of people are scared. I'll be making the patient update and mentioning why, giving basically all the reasons, technical reasons why I believe that the top isn't in, why I believe that the the market will keep pumping, why I believe that a lot of altcoins, maybe not a lot, but basically some altcoins will deliver new all-time highs and some will do very well. As I mentioned in that tweet there, as I keep mentioning on Patreon, only once the blow off top comes in, once the market top is in, only then will we find out which coins are doing very well, which did okay, and which did nothing and disappointed us, because that's exactly why we diversify. This is a good wake up call, I believe, currently what's happening in the market, because people got carried away. We have a lot of newcomers once again. People think they come into crypto, buy a coin, and it shoots up right away. Not the way that it works. I keep mentioning, we've had altcoins. We bought altcoins after like 80%, 85% crashes. After that, they crashed like another 17, 80%. And then after that, we had some of these coins do 2, 3, 5x or more. Where we locked in profits. Some coins, yes, you buy and they pump right away, and you lock in we've locked in like 15, 20, 25, 33x like we did with Floki. What I'm trying to say basically is that it's not an easy ride, right? A lot of people think you come in, throw money at crypto and become rich overnight. It's not the way it works. It's not the way it works. It has never worked that way. Crypto is very volatile. It will destroy a lot of people. You have to have a certain mindset, which is basically a macro mindset. You have to have a long-term mindset. You have to look out. You have to zoom out and look at the picture as a whole to make money in this market. So currently what I'm going to be doing, right? A lot of blah, 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 claptrap. I know, my friends, I'm sorry about that. As I keep saying, we make a lot of observations, and whatever you hear when a YouTuber or a person like me or an influencer, I don't know, whatever, call what you want to call it, all what they say, none of that means anything, right? None of it means anything until you hear what they're doing. What is the person doing right now, right? That's what matters. What am I doing? And I'm going to be publishing on Patreon exactly what I'm buying. I'm holding, and I'm going to be adding more alts. I'll be using 35%. So we basically sold Bitcoin back in the day, and I'll be I have been using, and I'll keep using 35% of my Bitcoin profits to buy as many altcoins as I can buy, especially those altcoins that I wanted to buy that took off without me. For example, like FET, I'll name one. I'll be adding FET, and there are many other altcoins that I'll be adding. And I'll be holding, because I won't name all the reasons here, because once again, people pay for the information. So if you want to get all the information, all the technicals, join the Patreon. The link is going to be in the description of this video once the live is over. But I'll mention very simple things, generic, that people should pay attention to, why I don't think the top is in. First of all, time frame wise, it doesn't make sense, right, for it to be in. Secondly, percentage wise, it doesn't make doesn't make any sense for the top to be in. It only pumped like 7%, something like that, above its all-time high. Never has Bitcoin put in market cycle top before of a 7% above previous all-time high. That's just nonsense. Most altcoins, overwhelming majority of altcoins, even blue chips, are still down 85 to like 90% and 80% below their all-time highs. Most of them haven't even moved yet. A lot of those coins need to pump and retrace to roughly 50% below their all-time highs, because a lot of these altcoins will never breach all-time highs. So they need to retrace 50% below their all-time highs. A lot of coins have not done that. I believe that hundreds of coins need to do roughly that, give or take, which means that a lot of coins will pump very well and deliver great gains because they're down so much, and the retracement to roughly 50% below all-time highs is still amazing ROI. You get, in some cases, you get like 10, 20, 30x returns, right, if that happens, depending on the altcoin that we're talking about here. So that's another reason. Another reason is that Ethereum still hasn't broken into all-time high. If that, let's say theoretically, if somebody thinks that the top is in, that means that this is the first cycle where the top came in without Ethereum breaching all-time high. So I don't think that that's the case. I don't think that the all-time high is in. I believe Ethereum has to breach all-time high. I believe coins like BNB need to breach all-time high. I believe Coinbase needs to become first, second, or third most popular app in the world in App Store. I believe that the Bitcoin searches on Google need to go back to where they were the last two cycles. They're still not there. There are basically a lot of these simple technical reasons. Euphoria wise, there's not enough euphoria. Usually, whenever Bitcoin would reach its all-time high, we get a lot of news and it will pump higher and higher. A lot of people basically are onboarded, and a lot of people get excited and start buying where they shouldn't buy. So that hasn't happened yet, right? And the fact, once again, I reiterate that so many altcoins are still down 85% and 90 and 95% from their all-time highs. It just tells you that that there still needs to be a big move in the market. Coins like Dogecoin need to go to something like 30, 35, 40, 45 cents, somewhere in that region. Once again, I believe, until we can even start talking about the top coming in, until we can start talking about locking in properly heavy profits. We have locked in profits. We have locked in some good profits, especially with the 99 tier coins. We locked in a lot of 5x, 10x, 2, 3x, 25x, 33x, right? But the point I'm trying to make is my main portfolio, which is the Millionaire spreadsheet, we've taken just a little bit of profits. And the reasons I just explained here, I'm going to explain a lot more in depth on Patreon today. So I do believe that the coins need to go higher. I believe they will go higher than where they were a month ago before this crash came in. And that's once basically we get these explosive moves on a lot of altcoins, and Ethereum breaches its all-time high, and coins like BNB join and breach their all-time high. That's when we'll start talking about locking in heavy profits and the top coming in. Remember, very important, we don't chase tops and bottoms, right? We got a lot of amazing entries back in the day because we weren't chasing the bottom. People like Copper, for example, were waiting for 12K BTC. We weren't doing that, right? We waited for roughly 70, 80, and roughly 90% crashes, and we started dollar cost averaging there. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to basically start laddering out the profits and getting out without trying to catch the top. It's one of the best ways to get wrecked in crypto is trying to catch the bottom, sell the top. It's quite impossible to do. I've never been to do that systematically. But what I have been able to do is buy low and sell high, and buy very low and sell very high. And so far, we bought low and very low. Some of the coins in $99 tier were sold high and very high. Main portfolio in the Millionaire spreadsheet hasn't moved well enough for us to sell high or very high yet. But I believe that time is coming. That being said, as I mentioned I believe like the last 4 updates on Patreon, I kept reiterating that once again. We haven't had this roughly 30% correction of Bitcoin yet. So do not get surprised, just like in this tweet that I read out at the beginning of this live. Do not be surprised. I do not mention it because it scares me. I do not mention it because I'm selling. I mentioned it because it's part of the process. It's part of the uptrend. It's part of the bull market. I don't like that phrase, but I prefer to think of it as a take profit phase. But so that you get basically the gist of what I'm talking about. It's part of it, right? It's normal. Crypto can be very scary. Bitcoin and alts can be very scary, just the way that it is, right? But you have to look at the general trend. You have to look at the signals and stick to them, basically. And that's exactly what we did, back during the bear market when people were saying that Bitcoin is about to go to 100K during every single bounce. We kept ignoring the excitement, and we just kept waiting for the 70, 80, 90% crashes to dollar cost average. That's exactly what we did. And now we're doing the same. Yes, we changed our plan a little bit, but we're taking profits once coins pump a lot, and once they pump a lot, which I believe they will, we'll once again start selling and getting out. It's as simple as that, ignoring all the hype, ignoring all the excitement, ignoring the high price targets. We will sell earlier. We will not nail tops, but we're going to sell well, and we're going to get out with great profits. That's the main point, right? So it's very important not to get lost in all the noise, because you start getting carried away by excitement. People all of a sudden start raising their targets. We've spoken about all of this back in the day when we're waiting for the bull market to come in, and it's finally here. And that's exactly what's happening. People keep raising their targets, and they're going to keep raising them. The problem with that is that eventually the targets are not going to hit, and you're not going to take profits, right? So lowering price targets is perfectly fine. Taking profits earlier is perfectly fine. Raising profits, that has always been a big no-no for me. Besides, other than that, we can see a lot of degeneracy going on. Once again, one of the rules I keep reiterating: basically never short in crypto or never use leverage. We've had a few posts recently of people losing absolutely everything, unfortunately, because of using leverage and shorting when they weren't supposed to short. The point I'm trying to make is stick to the rules. Don't do all this silly stuff, right? What I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be adding altcoins throughout this correction and crash, and I'm going to be holding. waiting for a recovery. It might take some time. I have no idea when it's going to go down. It's going to go down before the market cycle comes to an end. As simple as that. When that happens, it happens before the market cycle comes to an end. I'm not going to put any timestamps on it because, frankly, I don't need to. My mind doesn't work that way, right? I'm looking at percentages or ROI and wage returns. So yeah, I don't think there's any reason to panic. I mentioned several times, once again, this is during the Patreon updates and on Twitter, even in the tweets, that don't get scared. Stay focused, eyes on the prize. These things happen, and it's been a while since they happened. So it would make sense in accordance with past history for it to happen, and it's currently happening. We're in the process of it happening. Can the bottom be in? Maybe. Can the bottom be in after another big crash? Maybe. I frankly don't care. I'll be adding altcoins, holding, and waiting for the market to recover to take more profits and start looking at fully getting out of the market. So once that happens, once we get these explosive moves and a lot more alts join the pumps and some more alts like blue chips breach their all-time highs, that's when I'll be looking at getting out of the market completely and fully, and then awaiting major crashes. Currently, this is my third micro cycle. I came into crypto 2016, but I didn't really dive in the way I did in 2017. So since 2017, that's when I really went 24/7 like crypto and tried to make a living with it, and it worked out. The point I'm trying to make is this is my third cycle. I'm using the same methods that I've used before. They have been working. So far, they're working now too. They worked the last 2 times. It seems like they're working out the third time. So once again, I don't see why I need to do anything differently. Once again, I keep reminding everyone, we work with rough estimates. Perfection is not required. Yeah, just like I said, buy low, sell high. That's it. Get out with profits. That's exactly what we're going to do. Once again, guys, if you're here, please kind of put a like. I would appreciate the like. All right, we're 16 minutes in. We're going to answer some questions, and I'm going to basically talk to people. So, International Crypto Asset Ninja saying, good to see everyone hanging around. Let's be patient and ride the cycle. Absolutely. Good message. International Crypto Asset Ninja. I like that. Will J.H. is saying, afternoon, brother. Hope you and yours are well. Hopefully see you in 6 weeks' time. Well, I'm well. Thank you, brother. How are you? You already will be here in Dubai in 6 weeks. Awesome. Let me know when you're here. Absolutely. We'll meet up, grab a drink or have some coffee, whatever you want to do, basically. Let me know, brother. Rafael AG, thank you for the kind word. I appreciate it, brother. So basically, yeah, guys, I'm going to be, what I'm going to, don't use all your powder at once, right? I'm going to be buying alts throughout these crashes and corrections. I'll be adding more, but I will not be doing so with all my money at once, right? So what I'm trying to say is don't use up all of your bullets at once. You know what I mean? Do it slowly. Do it slowly here and there with different coins. Don't fixate on one coin, and start buying the dip and buying the dip and buying the dip. Like I keep saying, you should not buy the dip, you should buy the crash. And since some alts have literally crashed, they're good to buy. If alts were only down 20, 25%, that's a correction, that's a dip, I would not be considering buying them right now. But since they are down 50% and some more, that's a crash. And I believe that since I do believe that some alts will go higher and deliver new all-time highs before the market cycle ends, I believe right now is a good opportunity to add. G-Smoke, that's funny. Yeah, Draco Magnus, good point. Good point. Mr. and Blake, good to see you here. Draco Magnus is saying, Rob, on Patreon, you speak of selling assets in price like sell at 50 or 64 at 72. Why not use percentages like sell at 200, 300, 450? Yeah, I don't know, Draco, if you paid attention, what I started doing recently is I do X's, right? So not even 100 or 200%, but I do 2x, 2.5x, 3x, 3.5x, 4x, right? That's the way I started going about it. But as I keep mentioning, once we have price targets, that does not mean that I'm not going to adjust them. Like I think nearly during every single publication, or at least quite often mention on Patreon, that I most probably will sell earlier. And you know that every single time I sell, I send out a GM, direct message to every single member, and I post an update on Patreon. And even if I didn't change my plan, and for example, when we're planning to take profits with RNGR, I think it was like 5x and 10x. Despite people already knowing that they were going to take profits there, I still sent out reminders saying that, guys, don't forget, RNGR is up 5x, time to sell a certain percentage. Sent out DM to everyone, made a market update. Then when it was 10x, once again, same thing, guys. Once again, alert, remember it's up 10x, time to sell a certain percentage, right? So I'll keep doing that all the time. So yeah, either way, I don't see anything to panic about. Can things get worse? Yes, they can get worse. Can the bottom be in? Yes, it can be in. I frankly don't care about this stuff, right? Like, because I play the macro, and the big money is made in the macro, right? For example, think about like Floki. For so long, it wasn't doing anything. It's one of the reason why I bring out Floki, because it's in the $99 tier. It's my best performer so far. This cycle is the only coin that is giving me 33x profit, right? So for a long time, it was doing nothing. It was quite disappointing. A lot of people were fed up with of it, and then all of a sudden, boom! It just goes vertical, pumps extremely hard. Price targets are being hit one after another. 33x pocketed. You get the point, right? That's what some coins are going to do in the coming pumps when these pumps come. So I don't care about the corrections. I don't care about the panic. I don't care about the fear. I don't care about the narrative that's out there. I keep reiterating also on Patreon, and I think that's something I hope I've been able to drill into the heads of my members, that nearly every single crash and nearly every single basically good buy in the market is always accompanied by scary news. It's just the way the markets work. Usually it's always like that. Like, back during COVID, it was COVID. Before that, many times the crypto was about India and China banning crypto, or I don't know, somebody getting sued and stuff like that. The bottom for Bitcoin this cycle was accompanied by the Sam Bankman-Fried terrible news and FTX going down. It's always something terrible, basically, right? And it's always something scary. Currently, unfortunately, it's the geopolitical conflicts in the world, the ongoing basically problems with the war. I'm not going to dwell into that because I'm not a war specialist. I'm not a politician, so that's not something that I'm going to talk about in detail. The point I'm trying to make is that unfortunately this stuff is happening. Unfortunately, there are conflicts in the world, and unfortunately, once again, we see that the correction is accompanied by these unfortunate events, which are scary. Anyway, yeah, if you're here, please kind of put a like, my friends. I would really appreciate the like. Juan Wives is saying, why do you think SRP behaves so oddly? If pumps, do you think it will explode because it hasn't done anything in such a long time? Well, I do think that XRP is going to pump with the rest of the market if the rest of the market keeps pumping, and I do think that the rest of the market will keep pumping. As like I keep saying, we can have price targets. This is one thing I try to explain, right? You should never take price targets too seriously. For some reason, when there's a price target, people always think it's set in stone. Don't take price targets too seriously. You have to look at. You should have a price target because you should have a general understanding of what you're looking for. But the point I'm trying to make is you have to also look at the market dynamic and what's happening in the market. So, for example, if everything in the market is pumping, and a lot of coins are up a lot, and Ethereum has reached its all-time high, but it's up a lot, and BNB and I don't know, other coins basically have reached their all-time highs. And I don't know, let's say XRP is only sitting at $1.50. Well, that's what the market gave you, right? You have to make sure that you still take profits. Can you shoot up higher up? Yeah, okay. You can shoot higher up, take more profits. The point I'm trying to make is that you have to look at the market generally. The reason why XRP is behaving like that, well, there's like a saying, that goes in a community that XRP pumps last but fast. And I fully agree with that, because when you look at the chart of XRP, you can see that for a long time, it's stagnant. It does nothing but piss you off and test your patience. And then every single time there's some kind of price appreciation, it's very fast and short-lived. So it goes up quite fast, and then it crashes very fast. And the period is very short-lived. So Nothing new about XRP. XRP is not one of those coins that climbs steadily with corrections. I think that it will pump with the rest of the market. That's my personal opinion. Um, Once again, that does not mean that you should favor it over other coins. That does not mean that you should favor any coins. That doesn't mean that you should hate it. I just believe, like always, what I say about this XRP, right? Just like any other coin. If you like a coin, buy some of it, diversify into it. Do not favor that coin over another coin. Like you should never have more than 10% of your portfolio in any coin. That's my rule, right? And even if you have something like $10,000, I'll probably have like 10 or 20 coins instead of buying one coin. I know a lot of people disagree with it, and like it doesn't matter. I'm not going to get into that argument. The point is, it's all about mathematics and statistics. You can do the math yourself, and you'll see that diversification works. And just like you mentioned right now, for example, on XRP hasn't done much, and Floki was up 33x, right? So there you go. Diversification works. Also, don't feel like you missed out on with your coins. Some coins will pump and catch up with the pumps, so don't feel like you missed out. Also, keep in mind that there's so many coins because that's the way, like basically the human brain works. People always concentrate on what they should have invested in and how hard that coin pumped, but they never want to concentrate basically on the other coins that got completely rugged, went to zero, that pumped, I don't know, like I said, 1,000%, and then they crashed 90%, and all of a sudden nobody who was shilling them is talking about them, right? Because nobody wants to talk about that it's down 90%. They just wanted to talk about that it's up 1,000% or 10,000%, whatever, right? The point I'm trying to make is, do not feel like you're missing out and whatnot, because there are people out there getting rugged on a daily basis in crypto, right? People are losing fortunes, if not their entire investments, on a weekly or monthly basis in crypto, right? You have to be aware that there are two sides to every coin. So don't feel like you're missing out. Remain in control of your emotions. Eyes on the prize. Like, just be patient. Look at the macro outlook. It's as simple as that, my friends. Good morning, sir. VD50 says, love how you throw hate on our XRP bag holders. VD50, I don't throw hate. Like, this is the thing. So many people in the comments get upset with me saying that like I'm upset and salty, right? I'm literally out there cracking jokes, making thousands of people laugh. And when people tell me it's not funny, well, apparently it is funny, right? I've gotten just recently 2,000 likes on one joke, 5,000 likes on another, 13,000 likes on another XRP joke. People are enjoying the jokes just like I am enjoying the jokes. Is it frustrating that XRP is not pumping? Yes. But were we aware of the fact that this is the way XRP moves? Yes. I kept reiterating throughout this whole cycle. Remember, even when we got the legal clarity, I said, what did I say? It's good because that means that that's now relisted by exchanges. It has potential to pump well because there's no longer storm cloud hanging over it. But I said that it means nothing, right? It does not mean that XRP is about to pump hard. XRP pumps with the rest of the market. It takes time, pumps last but fast, right? And that's exactly what's happening. It's just the way that it is. And while we wait, I have done this in the last cycle also. I crack jokes, and some people take it personally, I guess, because unfortunately they do not listen. They have no experience. They just sit in one coin. They're not diversified. That's why they take it so badly, right? Now, for me, it's funny because I'm well diversified. Like I just mentioned, we had so many coins do 5, 10, 15, 20, 30x, while XRP does nothing. So, for me, I crack jokes and I just wait for it to pump. I have what I consider to be a lot of XRP. I believe that it will pump well, and I will take profits once it does, right? Same as other coins. I have a lot of Ethereum. I have a lot of BNB. I have a lot of other coins, right? And once they pump, I'm going to sell. It just, I guess, since a lot of people do like the jokes. Once again, 5,000 likes for a tweet. That's a lot by any standards on Twitter. And why not keep doing it if people enjoy the humor? If I enjoy it, they enjoy it, right? It helps the engagement. More people, it helps people to basically get through the tough times. So, yeah. Blackie, my friend, how are you? Black is saying dropping some great gems to wrap up the week. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you too, bro. Once again, Blackie is the amazing individual that is very kind to freely, for no charge whatsoever, update those sheets for us on Patreon, $99 tier. members, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Blackie does it just out of the goodness of his heart. Once again, let's say thank you to Blackie. Blackie, thank you, brother. We really do appreciate your work. It's very, very nice of you to do what you do for our community. Yeah, and exactly. We're here to make money, and while we're making money and waiting, we crack jokes. So yeah, absolutely, brother. Christy says, "Thanks, Rob. I'll follow you to know when to sell my bags, including SIP." Awesome. Whenever I sell something, whatever percentage I sell at what price, people on Patreon always know. And I did promise that on Twitter, once I'm out of the market with the overwhelming majority of my coins or with everything, I did promise, and I'll stay true to my promise as I always do, that I will post the Darth Vader GIF. So it's up to you. It's up to people to decide what they want to do. It will probably not be the top, but it will probably definitely be a very good time to take profits and get out of the market, as we have done in the past. You know, people are so childish in crypto that if you sell, let's say for example, let's just say, yeah, I'm not calling any here. I'm just saying, let's say, like the top for Bitcoin was $120,000, but you sell at 90 after having bought at roughly 20, right? It really doesn't matter, right? You make amazing profits. So let's say if I would, after having bought at 20, I sold at 90. And I get out, you have so many clowns making fun of you, and they'll be making fun of you until, when it hits 95, 100, 110, 115. I know when it gets to 120, the top is in, and everything crashes once again 70, 80, 90%. They'll be like, oh, all of a sudden it's not funny. I shouldn't have been chasing the top. I should have taken profits. I should have gotten out of the market without trying to catch the top. It's just the way that it works. Like you have to understand that a lot of what we hear in crypto and what basically people try to program our brains into is just childish nonsense. Like, for example, buy the dip. I keep saying, don't buy the dip, buy the crash, right? Because eventually every single dip becomes a major crash. I keep saying that once you basically sell, do not rotate profits unless there's an exception. So right now, for example, I'm using 35% of my Bitcoin to rotate profits, but 65% will not be touched no matter what happens until major crashes come. And same is going to happen once we start taking profits in the coming months. Basically, they will not be rotated anymore, right? There will be no more rotations. It will be, we took profits, that's it, we get out with the money, and we wait major crashes. So that time is coming. And I reiterated this several times. The reason why also on Patreon, when I had these several last updates, I highly suggested that people join basically the $99 tier, where we'll be adding the coins with the 35% of our Bitcoin profits, because in the same breath, I keep reiterating that a correction is supposed to come. So this is one of those last few chances where you can actually diversify and buy coins before these markets blast off, and you get to the point where you can no longer buy anything, because that point is going to come, right? Where slowly, with every single day, we're nearing a point in the cycle where I will personally not be buying any coins whatsoever, and time is running out. So that's exactly why I reiterated, right? And I reiterate now. Right now is the time. If you want to join $99 tier, for example, if you're waiting for next month or you're waiting for a month after that, there's no guarantee that we're still going to be able to buy coins. Maybe we will be. We have to look at the market dynamic. The point I'm trying to make is right now is a good time to join that tier, and right now is a good time to be adding the coins that we shall be publishing on Patreon, which I believe will do well and outperform Bitcoin. Once they're up a lot, it will not be a good time, because I literally have so many people. Same with Floki. When Floki pumped, I think it was up like 18x or something, and one gentleman basically joined, and he was like, "Should I buy Floki now?" And thanks to Blackie, because he put together this sheet, I told him, "Well, no, you should see on the sheet that it's not a good time to buy Floki. You can buy other coins like Velo, for example, and then Velo did quite well recently, where we shaved off 20%." Took 20% profit on Velo. The point I'm trying to make is that people always keep postponing, and then they start doing things late, right? Don't postpone. If you want to join now, or don't join later. That's my point, right? Like I don't like. Please don't come later saying I joined. Now what? Like you're gonna get basically profit take signals, and you're gonna be told we're not buying anything, we're selling everything, and we're not rotating. So you're gonna be getting signals of what we're selling, basically, right? And what we're looking out for. Yeah, so that's that. Other than that, just let the market develop. Let the cycle develop as always. Everything is happening roughly pretty much the same as it has always happened. If you remember, you know what I'm referring to. and nothing out of the ordinary has happened. Can there be more scares and blood? Of course they can. I mean, I don't care. I'll be adding little by little more coins to my portfolio, because I believe once again that more coins and more alts need to pump, and more coins need to reach all-time highs and go to price discovery mode before this market cycle ends. Once that happens, that's where I'll be alert. That's where I'll be worried, and that's where I'll be getting out of the market with major profits and looking out to get out fully without trying to cash the top. Yeah, that's that. All right, my friends, please kind of put a like if you're here. I would really appreciate the like so that more people can view this and that YouTube can offer it to more people, basically. Thank you very much for your time. As always, I really appreciate it. It's been 35 minutes. I'm going to go catch up with my girls because they're out walking. They went to the children's playground. I'm going to go walk with them a little bit, grab a coffee, and I'll be back on charts and finish up with the Patreon update. And once it's done, today I'll be publishing the Patreon update. Once again, if you remember, read the update. If you're a member, read the update today, my friends. All right. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.